J.D. Vance was invited to an exclusive gala night. However, upon arrival, he encountered an unexpected situation. The doors were closed to him. But the most shocking part was J.D. Vance's response. J.D. Vance stood in front of the luxurious hotel in his black tuxedo. His driver gave him one last glance before stepping back. Inside, the most powerful business figures, politicians, and media moguls gathered. Crystal chandeliers sparkled. Waiters carried silver trays filled with drinks, and guests mingled in elegance. However, as J.D. Vance stepped inside, the warmth he expected was absent. Instead, he felt an icy reception. The red carpet extended through the grand lobby, leading to an intricately decorated ballroom. The sound of glasses clinking and light laughter echoed in the air. Everything seemed perfect, except for the undercurrent of tension J.D. Vance could sense the moment he stepped in. A glance around the room revealed familiar faces, people he had worked with, debated against, and those who had publicly criticized him. Some turned away, pretending not to see him, while others watched intently, waiting to see how the night would unfold. The doorman took J.D. Vance's invitation, glanced at it for a moment, then looked up at him with hesitation. "I'm sorry, Mr. Vance, but according to our list, you're not permitted entry." J.D. Vance furrowed his brows. He had received the invitation directly from the organizing committee. There had to be a mistake. "There must be some misunderstanding," he replied politely. The doorman hesitated before shifting uncomfortably. "I have strict orders. I can't let you in." But the response he received would change the course of the entire evening. The doorman hesitated, glancing inside. Nearby guests had started whispering, some stealing quick glances toward J.D. Vance. Mark Calloway, a well-known businessman, sipped his drink while watching. The woman next to him leaned in and asked, "What's he doing here?" J.D. Vance noticed everything but remained composed. "I'd like to enter and give a speech," he told the doorman. The response was cold and firm. "I'm sorry, Mr. Vance. You are not welcome here." A silence spread through the entrance. J.D. Vance had two choices: turn back or uncover the reason behind this rejection. J.D. Vance requested to see one of the organizers. The doorman said nothing at first, then stepped inside. As J.D. Vance waited, he noticed some guests casting dismissive glances his way. A couple passed by, whispering mockingly, "Politicians are everywhere, aren't they?" J.D. Vance lifted his head, meeting their eyes, but remained silent. Just then, a man entered, immediately drawing attention. It was Roger Whitman, one of the hosts of the gala. He approached with a controlled smile, clearly expecting this confrontation. Roger Whitman approached J.D. Vance with a forced smile. "Mr. Vance," he said, "it's quite a surprise to have you here tonight." J.D. Vance shook his hand. "I was informed that my name wasn't on the list," he stated plainly. Whitman paused momentarily, then chuckled. "Some of our guests might feel uncomfortable seeing you here. You know, politics can be quite polarizing." This explained everything to J.D. Vance. He wasn't welcomed not because of an administrative mistake, but because of who he was and what he represented. But J.D. Vance wasn't about to back down. J.D. Vance took a deep breath. "If my presence makes people uncomfortable, then this is exactly where I need to be," he stated firmly. Whitman gave a slight nod. "I appreciate your perspective. But I'm sorry, Mr. Vance. We cannot allow you inside." J.D. Vance processed these words, scanning the room. Some guests were watching with curiosity. Suddenly, an elderly man at a table spoke up. "Let the man speak," he said. The room fell silent. More murmurs started to spread among the guests. The unexpected support gave J.D. Vance a moment of leverage. In the background, members of the organizing committee whispered among themselves, "Maybe we should let him speak. This could turn into bad press otherwise," one murmured. Whitman exhaled, seemingly weighing his options. Finally, he sighed and nodded. "All right, J.D., come in and speak. But remember, not everyone here agrees with you." J.D. Vance stepped forward, taking measured steps toward the podium, aware that every move he made was being scrutinized. As J.D. Vance took the stage, the room remained still, but there was no fear in his eyes, only determination. He knew he had to engage with these people and challenge their biases. "Tonight, doors were shut in my face," J.D. Vance began, gripping the microphone. "But that doesn't mean I'll stop, because real conversations often begin at the most difficult doorsteps." That night, the gala became more than just an event. It became a moment of reflection, discussion, and confronting preconceived notions. What would you do in this situation? Would you walk away or stay and fight for your voice to be heard? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you found this story intriguing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. There are more stories waiting to be told.